Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. Not welcome back. Love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And wraithx.eth domain name. Also become a member. There's lots of perks. So I guess we'll start off with OMI, and on the day it's done okay. We've stayed up above 0006. I just talked to a buddy of mine who's kind of another whale. He's got like 65, 70 million, maybe 69 million OMI. Everyone comment nice down below with the 69. And just, he has his bag. He'll get a little bit more eventually, but he stepped away from the project for a little bit. And he's like, hey, what's it at? What are we down to? I was like, well, we're at 0062. It's like, well, what's the lowest we've been down to? I was like, well, ever, or, like the last 2 years, Like, had been down to like 0052. Before we bounce back up. It's like, oh, so we're still pretty close. Like, yeah, not a bad time to get more. He's like, I will. After these next coming months, I will. And I had to tell him, be advised that you might not have that long to get it. We will be getting OMI utility at some point this quarter. It could very well be in July. It might not be. I'm just going to say, to be safe, we'll say August, September, whatever, somewhere around there. But we will get it this quarter. Only about 500,000 in volume today. And that whale is also part of a larger whale group they have over 1 billion OMI. And I know there's people out there, maybe one or two of which I've interviewed or have been on the podcast, that has billions with a B as in Bravo, just by themselves. So it's not as impressive as somebody having this, but again, they didn't buy it at 4 zeros, or most of them have gotten it at the 2 zeros. And they have it, they're hodling, more will come. Once I have this one last big purchase on Veve at some point in the next couple days, I will be going back to buying more OMI. Hopefully end of the month, I'll keep you all posted. Speaking of whales, we do have a couple of things to go over. The top 500 Veve hodlers came out the other day. I haven't gone over it yet. It's been a hell of a busy week. So the most sold NFTs we had Apple Crumble that had sold 46 NFTs. Stefane 08 sold 47. We had Goku Super Saiyan 3 sold 178. And that's a decent amount, but they are writ small by the people that are buying. We had Mr. 41.eth buying 227. Now, Mr. 41, he doesn't just buy crap. Mr. 41 be buying the big stuff, like a ton of 41s over the last couple weeks. That's not all he buys. I know he buys a lot of other stuff too. But for him to buy that much, it's really, really good stuff. And more on this in a second when we talk about gems. We have AQKSA. That is the number 9 wallet that had bought 345 NFTs, and Bezojman, the number 7 wallet, which bought 346 NFTs. That number 9 wallet is about to hit that 10,000 mark. It has 9,811. Should hit the 10,000 mark next week. Bezojman also has 10,500. Might hit the 11,000 soon. And when you take a look at our new wallets, we've had maybe, we've had less than 100 the past couple weeks. Or the past week, we've had less than 100. And it's like, well, that's not a lot of new growth. So, why are things pumping? Why did Secret Rare Spider-Man go up by 60%? Why did the Todds double? Why did Resale go up 50%? Why did Partners go from 2K all the way out to almost 4K? It's or it went over 4K, now it's back down to 3,800. Well, there's a bit of options. Again, follow the money. We had somebody, you've seen him, Dubs, over on Twitter. Follow the money, and what are people doing? And follow them before other people go in. As soon as that Apple keynote happened, this happened last month, this happened a month ago, and Disney was featured in that Apple keynote. Now, they didn't necessarily have any of these Disney NFTs on Veve, but it seemed like they were hinting at it. And what he did was, as soon as Disney was featured on there, he immediately bought 4 different wallets. I had somebody comment the other day, hey, why is my card not working? I just bought 2 wallets, I want to buy other stuff. It's not letting me deposit. When you have people like that, and again, that person that did it yesterday, 2 days ago, didn't buy wallets at 2,000, 2,400 like that guy Dubs did. The whales are stacking. They're stacking at different times. Some whales stacking as soon as they hear something. Other whales wait for the price to go up a little bit, and then they stack there. They feel a little bit more safe, a little more secure, whatever it is. Again, people, even whales, like to chase those green candles. I know several people in the Veve fam that their collections are multiple times mine. They write mine small. And they have a little bit of OMI, nothing to write home about. but they'll be buying more as more utility gets implemented. And again, what these whales are doing, you've seen them already. Buy them at 2,000, buy them at 4,000. It's cheap. You had Cody Thrive going in and making a video, and I'll touch on this a little bit as well. Cody Thrive just made his first VV video in months, almost a year. And I think the last VV video he did was, I think, a little bearish. He just recently gotten back into YouTube. He's got a couple 100,000 on TikTok, probably even more by now. Very bullish video he just did. It's a 5-minute video with his new real life Lambo in the back. He had messaged me the other day. We had gotten to talking, and he's like, how's Veve? I was like, it was pretty good. Like, we got Lambo. He's like, really? I just bought a Lambo in real life. And he's like, I should buy a Todd. He bought his Secret Rare Spider-Man at 25K and 35K. So obviously he's not going to sell down here at 5K. He doesn't need that. But a lot of other influencers will get back in, because guess what? The tide is turning. Tide is hot. Sorry, I love that song. The tide's turning, and you have this inflection point that Rootless Girl or the Vivi Fox did on Twitter, saying, hey, here's the amount of buyers, which the buyers are, we had less buyers in June than we did in May, but everything's gone up. Why? Even though we have less buyers. Well, May, you had so many people come in just because of Luke Skywalker, just because of that, that massive grail. And I'm not saying June didn't have anything. June had a lot of great things, but May, Star Wars month, it's kind of hard to beat. And there were less sellers. And when I say this, that not only there were less sellers in June than there was in May, which means people are holding on to their stuff, but there are also less sellers than there were buyers. This has not happened in a longo time. What do I say in Pokemon markets? Pokemon markets, there is no bear market, there is no bull market. It is a buyer's market or a seller's market. 2018, when I got into Pokemon, it was a buyer's market. Why? Because in 2016, you had Pokemon Go come out, everyone's buying. Seller's market. You can dictate, hey, what do you have? There's a bunch of buyers. When there are more buyers than there are sellers, it's a seller's market. When there are more sellers than there are buyers, When there are more sellers, when there are more buyers, it's a buyer's market. When there are more buyers, when there are more sellers, it's a seller's market. What have we had the past 8 months to a year on Veve? Well, we've had a deep buyer's market. People been going, and they've been buying that dip. There was a lot more sellers. Buyers had all the power. Hey, what do you want? I'm not going to pay that. Buyers had it all. Now we've reached that inflection point where there's more sellers than there are buyers. And now guess what? Now there's more buyers than there are sellers. Excuse me. I apologize about it. It's really late. What does that mean? Well, that means that the sellers, the people that have hodled, are about to control the market, because people be climbing up to buy. And if the sellers unite together and say, hey, we don't want to sell at this level, they can raise that price and raise that price and raise that price. It's like the same thing that happened in the housing market the last decade. You've consistently had more buyers. There's not a lot of land. Not a lot of people want to sell. And, that creates a squeeze. And what happens when a squeeze happens? Things go up at a big level. And I do want to talk about matching mint numbers. Okay, why? Well, for matching mint numbers, you have people there's somebody that had posted on before, hey, I have the number, the matching number 43s, the R2-D2 and the C3PO. What happened with that is you took the first appearance of them, which the first appearance of R2-D2 is like, the market cap is 10x that of the R2-D2 that we all kind of knew and loved and grew up with. The one that is animated and the one that makes noise, the one that's scarcer, sure, it's sold out. Sure, it's a higher price point. But the market cap of the first appearance R2-D2, Golden Moment, it's not animated, doesn't make noise, it's 10x the price of it's 10x the market cap of the one that is its opposite. And why? First appearance matters. So when you have a matching 43 set of and again, people, it's so hard to match that, because you could have someone, especially when they're low mints. When they're low mints, you have people that you have a 42, 47, whatever it is, you're most likely not going to get another one. If you do, it's not going to be for the same price. So low mints on that particular set, the R2 and the C3PO, the guy who says, like, I put it for 20 grand each, he's not going to get that. Like, nobody would pay that, at least not right now. But it's quite possible he gets thousands of dollars. He's at about 575 right now, so I could picture him. Yeah, I could picture that go for 10x the price. Because you have the normal sub 100 where the cheapest is $3,500, which is fine. To get a matching sub 50, it could go for 10 grand. It could possibly go even higher. Why do I want them? Well, I want them because I have the matching Luke set. The rare, ultra rare, and secret rare number 43 Lukes. I think this would be a very good addition to it. Unfortunately, I just don't have that. My eye is on something not nearly as glamorous, and you'll see in the next couple days. But if I had the money, I would 100% buy these. I would buy them if the seller would let it go for 10K total, 5K each. And again, but this happens to be a special case. It's these particular mint numbers. Somebody had spent about, what is Woody? It was like, they spent about 4x the floor the other day on a Woody 1996, just because it was his birth year. They have the 1996 Miguel, Nemo, and Woody. That person had spent, I think, $230 on that particular Woody just because he had the other two. If you have 2 out of 3 already, you might as well go and get that third. So I've seen a lot of people do that. I've seen a lot of people do that with their logos and Lamborghinis, matching the colors, matching the numbers. I can't do that because I have a number 41. 41 just cost me thousands, but you know what I mean. Moving on. If you have a gold and silver logo and want to party at San Diego Comic-Con, shoot me a message, let me know there's something that someone is putting on for it. All right, it's going to be stacking time for some of y'all. We have that, I might go live for it. We do have that particular drop today. You know, Murica, happy birthday, Murica. Actually, one second here. Murica, heck yeah. So what we have here is we have some stamp drops, and we recently had a stamp drop just like this. Presidents and, you know, historical figures, and a couple of these commons and uncommons, they had gone for like less than $2, like $1.68 for a bunch of these. So you could really up your collectibles, up your standings in the top 500 wallets, or even get there if you go and buy some of these. Now the top 500 wallets is a lot harder to get into now than it was even just a few months ago. A few months ago you could have had 800 collectibles and been in the top 500. Now the 500th wallet, 1,161 NFTs. How do you go and get there? How do you get your name plastered up on this wall from Noldor Live every single week? There's no rule saying the NFTs have to have an average of $50 buy-ins. No. You could get there just by buying up all the cheap stuff. A lot of these comics, I buy every single one that's under $2. Why? Because that's stupid cheap. For these stamps, same thing. Most collectibles, eventually they go to like $220, $250. They typically don't stay below that $2 mark. If they do, I will buy every single one of them, because you know that's how I continue to stay in that top 500. I'm like 390-ish. Hopefully I'll have more by the end of the week. But if you want to go and try to be in there or move the rankings, today is your chance. Happy birthday, America. Because you're going to go and be able to buy some of these stamps for less than $2. It happened last time, probably going to happen this time. More matching mint numbers. We have Greg McClure, who has the number 87, Thanos, Secret Rare, Ultra Rare, and Gauntlet. Again, how much did he go and spend on that? I don't know, but I know how much someone spent on the number 41. We have Nick Caffey, who had purchased the number 41 Rare Gauntlet. It's empty, but it's number 41 for 1,095 gems. Absolutely bananas. We do have the red Hulk number 41, which Mr. 41.eth had spent 1,640 gems on. Mint numbers matter. Some things I saw that was interesting. We had a Mr. Fantastic number 65 as the only sub 100 was listed at 130. We have the number 67 Black Cat, was listed at 73. That's the only sub 100 listed under $1,000, which is nuts. Because that drop today is going to be a chase. People are going to try and they're going to gamble, and if it sells out, which I expect it will, Veve will get $143,000 in top line revenue. So shout out to them for that. Also, we're talking about a grail. I think the number 41 rare Luke Skywalker is listed for like 11K. But if you want something even rarer, a one of 7 of the Aston Martins, the No Time to Die, the interactive one, is going for 12K. It's listed on there. if I had like 200 plus sets and I had a bunch of money, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll get it. It's 1 of 7. I think that's a grail. I think Dr. Prophet has 1 or 2 of those. I know he definitely has at least 1. That bananas. Scarcity is definitely king. When you have something like that, it's going to stay out of the hands of people that can't afford 5 figures like myself. I will not be able to get that. I mean, if I sold some OMI, I could. I would not do that for that. But if you want to flex, if you have something that's 1 of 7, again, just other deals that I see. More proof this is going up. We have Gwyn Tran who says, wow, I have $103,000 vault value between comics and collectibles, up $30,000 from a few weeks ago. People going pretty hard. Dr. Rolex got that matching 616 Red Hulk set. Shout out to Clever Jerk for the artwork. Again, absolutely bananas. We have a quick blurb here from Potential Human saying, potential technical ruminations upon recent Veve official app advancements. TLDR version is this is a serious capable company now. Buckle up, Buttercup. But this thread will focus on what the updates indicate to potential internal status of Veve app development. First up, and again, this is from Potential Human, if this wasn't clear. First up is what is Veve not doing? Cash Out and Veveverse. Veve is not working on either one internally. Instead, they found a company that does this one thing exclusively and hires them to provide a plug-in service. Veve code has to be architected to receive these plug-in solutions, meaning that the tech is good. People have been asking about that Akomi wallet. Okay, well, why would Akomi make that when there are other companies out there that specifically they go like a Ledger, like a Trust Wallet, like whatever? Why put resources to an Akomi wallet when you could have it, other companies do it and you don't have to do anything? Anyway, he goes on to say, this is where potential excitement arises. Let's look at localization. Insert camera lens, zoom sound. Localization means no embedded text in-app. All in-app text fields are now dynamic. Think of carving a wooden house versus building a Lego one. Now think of changing it. Well, if you have something where you had to change a wooden house, you got to do some big major construction. Change a Lego house, done. That's it. Meaning updates get a lot simpler, which is what they're doing now. They code for a week, they test for a week, they roll it out. We get updates every few weeks now. Absolutely bananas. Their pace is insane, better than any other company out there. To reach this level of code modularity indicates a mature and robust code development cycle, solid programmers, clear objectives, and steady management. Once this level of maturation is achieved, rarely is it lost. Veve has demonstrated they can technically deliver what they claim. The biggest potential concern has always been the ability of Veve to technically deliver. Great ideas are cheap and plentiful. Great execution of those ideas are rare. Recent app advancements have indicated this is no longer a concern. This concern is no longer relevant. Veve has stuck the landing. While on the blue chip NFT thingy market out upon the wild seas collapse, talking about OpenSea, Veve market surges upwards. More on that in a minute. Potential calculations suggest meat people with bags have arrived at the same conclusion. Veve is about to level up. Not financial advice, do your own research. Let's get this bread. Safe humaning out there, you stinky beings. And when you go and take a look at other top projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Azuka One, D-Gods, Pudgy Penguins, Beans, Milady, Wrapped CryptoPunks, Doodles, Bored Ape Kennel Club, Clone X, Moonbirds, Open Edition, and Checks, every single one of them is down from last 2 months down. Last day, down. Or 7 days, down. But if you go on Veve stuff, oh, hey, what's been going on the past 7 days? Everything's up 14 to 68%, with the exception of Miles Morales Secret Rare, which is down 10% in the last 7 days. Outside of that, everything that has traded hands has gone up. And Dr. Prophet do have something to say about this, though. Because we do have Legion over on Twitter, has a couple followers. I think a decent amount says, if Bored Apes fail, NFTs fail. I had to laugh at that. And Dr. Prophet says, or the exit liquidity is used to buy high-quality 3D collectibles from Veve, who partner with Disney, Marvel, DC, Comics, and so on. You can use them in AR or Metaverse soon on the Apple Vision Pro, at Veve Official, at Apple. Not gonna lie, that sounds a lot sweeter. Over the last months, years, whatever, the U.S. maybe has not, this is the macro, obviously, maybe has not gotten along the best with a lot of other countries. U.S. has now instituted sanctions on over 40 countries. When we talk about Russia, we froze their foreign reserves and basically seized all the property of their oligarchs. And if you're another country out there and you're looking to put your money somewhere, you probably don't want to put it in US dollars. I mean, you are going to want to put it in US dollars because nobody wants the yuan anymore. But if you're blacklisted by the USA, you're going to look to put your money in other currencies. You're not going to do it in the yuan, and you're going to want to do it in gold. You're going to do it in real estate. You're going to want to do it in Bitcoin. It's no surprise that all of these different companies, not $100 million companies, multi-trillion dollar companies, like Deutsche Bank, like Fidelity, like BlackRock, all of them doing Bitcoin ETFs, they will get approved at some point. The SEC that did deny them didn't say no, like they didn't not give a reason. They said, hey, fix this, 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 and this, and then you'll be fine. And slowly but surely, eventually, as things go into crypto, they'll find good top tier projects. They'll go into collectibles as well. Other times in the macro, again, sometimes people make mistakes at first. Like I remember last year, NFT NYC, all these companies like, oh, hey, Randy Chavez, we just raised $3 million. Can you advertise for us? Can you make videos for us? Can you do this? I was like, okay, what's your project about? It's like, well, we want to do this. Oh, okay, it sounds like a cool idea. What's the app? Like, what do I download? Well, we don't have an app yet. We just hired these people. Like they raised a couple $1 million and they did not have a working product. I did not say yes to any of them. I haven't said yes to anyone for advertising. I've just been doing Veve content because clearly we're still here. Most of those other projects were not at NFT NYC this year because they absolutely blew through their run rate. They're supposed to have a run rate of 2 years. They were gone. They were not there. I've seen them. I've been in this business long enough. I'm just talking about business in general. I know how to read a P&L. I know how to read, that profit and loss, that zero, everything that they have. And I did not like what I saw. Based on what we know of Veve, I like what we see here. But it's not just in Web3 that this is happening. Like, oh, hey, you bleed out of one company, you go into what's really good. You go into what's safe. I kind of see it now in AI as well. You did just have a AI company raise about $113 million in just a month after being founded, despite having no product and only just hiring staff. It is Mistral AI. 4-week-old AI startup raised about 105 million euro in the European push. It wasn't just this one company, it's a bunch of people, bunch of VCs. Hey, I'll throw 5 million, 10 million out there. Again, this is the same exact thing that was happening in NFT companies last year. People going in and saying, oh, you have an NFT company? I don't know anything about that, but you seem to know your stuff. Blockchain, yeah, throw money at it. And as information becomes readily more available, and they say, oh, okay, maybe investing into these pixelated dogs were not a good idea. But going into the first Mickey Mouse on the blockchain, or Spider-Man or Superman on the blockchain, that's probably a really good idea. All of these things, separately, yeah, they could be a one-off. All these things put together, that is the binding lasso of truth. Like, this is not even a hard call, like which NFT project to get into. But again, I've seen that with other random companies in the high-risk lending business. I've seen that with NFT companies. I'm looking at it with AI companies right now. It's pretty wild. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Don't forget to leave cookies and milk out for Captain America, 4th of July. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.